Have you ever stopped to think if you're doing something in your relationship that could be affecting your emotional security? It might be that what you're doing right now is creating an invisible wall between you and your partner, without even realizing it. In today's video, I'll reveal the secret to achieving true emotional security, the feeling of trust and deep connection that we all desire in a relationship. Stick around until the end, because what I'm going to share could transform the way you connect and even change the course of your love life. Are you ready? Emotional security is undoubtedly one of the essential pillars for any relationship to grow healthily. It means being in a space where you can be completely yourself, without worrying about the possibility of being judged or rejected by your partner. It's like a shelter where you can express yourself freely, sharing your thoughts, feelings, and even insecurities without fear that this will be used against you. This kind of security not only strengthens trust, but also creates a solid foundation for the relationship to grow. For example, in moments of stress or sadness, knowing that you can open your heart without being criticized is immeasurable. In a relationship where emotional security is nurtured, you feel like you can talk about anything, from a tough day at work to your deepest concerns, without being interrupted or minimized. You know your partner's response will be understanding, empathetic, and that they will be there to support you, instead of trying to fix or invalidate your feelings. This emotional freedom also allows you to show vulnerability. And when I talk about vulnerability, I'm not talking about showing weakness, but rather being transparent and authentic. Imagine being able to say, "I feel insecure about this," or "I'm emotionally exhausted today," and receiving support without your partner making you feel like you're asking too much or being dramatic. This feeling of freedom to be who you are without masks or defenses is essential to creating a deep and genuine connection. Moreover, when both partners feel emotionally secure, it leads to a level of intimacy where they support each other. Communication flows more easily because both know that whatever is said will be received with understanding, not judgment. This also allows you to explore new aspects of the relationship together, tackling difficult topics with more confidence and willingness to find solutions. Emotional security, therefore, is not just about not being afraid to be yourself, but also about the freedom to be vulnerable, knowing your partner is there to protect, support, and grow with you. In such a relationship, small failures become learning opportunities and not threats to the bond. If both have the freedom to express themselves, discuss what hurt them or what can be improved, the relationship strengthens, creating a partnership based on mutual respect and support. This creates a solid and true connection where both feel accepted for who they are, and not for an idealized version of themselves. This emotional security doesn't happen overnight, but it's something that grows and strengthens over time, with small daily actions of empathy, respect, and openness. And that's where true intimacy arises, when you can be completely yourself without fear of losing the other person, and vice versa. This also paves the way for happiness in the relationship because it's not about pleasing each other all the time, but about having the freedom to be authentic and still be loved and accepted. As in any healthy relationship, knowing you can be vulnerable without being exposed or attacked is essential for keeping the relationship strong and true. Consistency in behavior is key to building trust in any relationship. When we talk about consistency, we're referring to predictable and reliable behavior, where a partner's words align with their actions. This creates an environment where both partners can trust each other because they know they won't be caught off guard by unpredictable reactions or contradictory behavior. Deep down, consistency is a way of saying, "You can count on me, always through thick and thin." Imagine your partner always promises something, but rarely follows through, or always says one thing and does another. This creates an atmosphere of uncertainty, where you begin to question whether you can really trust their words. In a healthy relationship, this doesn't happen because an emotionally secure partner is someone you can truly rely on. They keep their promises and act in ways that reinforce that trust. Moreover, consistency goes beyond words. It's reflected in daily actions, such as being present when the other person needs you or staying calm during tense moments. This helps create a sense of security in the relationship. For example, if your partner consistently shows care and concern during difficult times, you know you can count on them because they are consistent in how they support you. This steady behavior forms a foundation that makes the relationship stronger and more reliable. Consistency in behavior is also important when it comes to handling conflicts. When there's a discrepancy between what a person says and what they do, it can create distrust and insecurity. On the other hand, when actions follow words even during tough times, the relationship strengthens. If, for example, your partner says they need some time for themselves and then actually respects that space, you'll see that trust grows because their words are followed by actions. This is a clear sign that the relationship is balanced and based on mutual respect. Another important point is that consistency in behavior creates a sense of predictability. This doesn't mean the relationship should be without surprises or space for new experiences, but it does mean that you can trust your partner to be reliable in their actions, especially during critical moments. This reduces anxiety and stress because both know how the other will react in important situations, creating a safe space to grow together. When consistency is present, it's easier to deal with the ups and downs of life together because you know that, no matter the challenges, your partner will be there with the same commitment as always, without abrupt changes in attitude. This predictability brings peace of mind, allowing both of you to relax in the relationship and focus on what matters, growing together and maintaining harmony. And of course, consistency also involves staying true to the relationship's principles. If both partners have agreed on certain values and commitments, consistency means upholding those values even when life presents challenges. This makes the relationship based on a solid foundation, where both know what to expect from each other, creating a sense of stability, trust, and respect. You may even notice that, over time, this consistency strengthens the bond even further. When actions align with words, both partners feel safer and more connected. After all, a partner who is consistent in their behavior doesn't just say they love you, but shows that love every day with actions that reinforce their words. This makes the relationship deeper and longer lasting. Taking responsibility and apologizing is one of the most important actions in a healthy relationship. None of us are perfect, and we all make mistakes from time to time. What truly distinguishes a strong and mature relationship is how we handle these mistakes. When an emotionally secure partner slips up, they have the ability to acknowledge their mistake, take responsibility for it, and offer a sincere apology. In many relationships, it's easy to fall into the trap of blaming the other person or trying to justify your own behavior. However, in a healthy relationship, both partners have the maturity to realize when something they've said or done has hurt the other, and instead of defending themselves or denying the mistake, they approach it with humility. Apologizing doesn't mean admitting that someone is wrong, but rather that they recognize the impact of their actions and want to correct what was done wrong. For example, imagine during a disagreement, one partner says something that deeply hurts the other. Instead of minimizing or justifying what was said, the emotionally secure person will acknowledge the harm caused. They might say something like, "I realize what I said hurt you, and I'm truly sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you, and I want to make sure this doesn't happen again." This type of response isn't just a sign of respect, but it also strengthens the relationship because it shows that both partners genuinely care about each other's feelings. This process of taking responsibility and apologizing is essential for keeping the relationship healthy. When both partners know they can make mistakes but also know that the other will be willing to listen and forgive, it creates space for mutual growth. Instead of building resentment or silencing feelings, both partners feel free to express their emotions and, more importantly, know that mistakes can be corrected through understanding and forgiveness. Another important point is that apologizing shouldn't be a mere formality. It should be a genuine acknowledgement of the mistake and a commitment to change. For example, if one partner says something was painful, but the other repeats the mistake without caring about the hurt caused, this can erode trust in the relationship. True transformation happens when, in addition to apologizing, the person also takes steps not to repeat the mistake. This shows that the apology is real and that the partner is willing to grow and improve. This ability to take responsibility is also a reflection of emotional maturity. Instead of trying to avoid a problem, the emotionally secure partner is willing to face difficulties with courage and sincerity. This strengthens the bond, as both partners know they can trust the other's ability to be honest, even in uncomfortable situations. Finally, apologizing also opens space for forgiveness. When someone takes responsibility for their part in the mistake and apologizes sincerely, the other partner has the opportunity to forgive and move forward. This creates a cycle of healing, where both can leave resentment behind and continue with a stronger relationship. After all, the foundation of any healthy relationship is the ability to make mistakes, learn, grow, and forgive each other. This process isn't always easy, but it's crucial for the relationship to remain strong and true. If both partners are committed to taking responsibility and apologizing sincerely, the relationship becomes more resilient and mature. In a healthy relationship, conflicts are inevitable. After all, two people with different opinions, desires, and experiences will, at some point, have disagreements. What matters isn't the absence of conflicts, but the way they're resolved. Healthy conflict resolution is based on respect, empathy, and especially vulnerability. When both partners have emotional security, they feel comfortable expressing their feelings honestly and openly during a conflict. Instead of attacking each other or becoming defensive, they try to understand each other's perspective. For example, instead of shouting or pointing out flaws, someone who handles conflicts well might say, "I understand your point of view, but I feel hurt when this happens, and I'd like to talk about it in a way that helps us improve." This type of communication shows that despite the conflict, the goal is to understand each other and find a solution together. Vulnerability, in this context, is key. When you allow yourself to be vulnerable in a conflict, you open your heart and tell your partner what you're really feeling, without masks or defenses. This can be difficult because people often fear showing weaknesses or insecurities, especially during arguments. But when both partners allow themselves to be vulnerable, there's a genuine exchange of feelings and thoughts, which strengthens the bond and allows the relationship to grow. For example, instead of one partner just saying, "You irritate me when you do that," they could express, "When you do that, I feel devalued, and that hurts me." This type of vulnerability creates a safe space for the other to also open up and share how they feel. This isn't a sign of weakness but emotional strength, as it takes courage and trust to be authentic, especially in moments of tension. Another important aspect of healthy conflict resolution is empathy. When both partners are able to put themselves in each other's shoes and try to understand the emotions involved, the conflict tends to be resolved more peacefully. Instead of focusing on who's right or wrong, the goal becomes mutual understanding and finding a solution that works for both. Empathy allows each person to see the impact of their actions on the other, which makes reconciliation easier. Additionally, healthy conflict resolution involves time and patience. Solutions are not always quick or simple, and it's important to be willing to listen and talk until a solution is found. This process of giving space for both to express their feelings and needs without rushing to fix everything immediately is essential for strengthening the relationship. Instead of letting the conflict linger and build resentment, it's important to resolve it in a respectful and constructive way, so the relationship remains healthy. In summary, healthy conflict resolution and vulnerability go hand in hand. When both partners are vulnerable and communicate openly and respectfully during a conflict, it creates an opportunity for growth and strengthening of the relationship. Instead of avoiding conflicts or hiding behind emotional defenses, both commit to facing difficulties together with empathy, respect, and understanding. This process not only resolves the issue at hand, but also creates an even stronger connection between the couple. Non-judgmental listening is a key skill in any healthy relationship. Often, when we're in conflict or trying to express our feelings, some people's tendency is to react quickly with criticism or attempts to fix what's being said. However, attentive listening without judgment is essential for the other person to feel understood and respected. In an emotionally secure relationship, one partner listens with an open heart and mind, without interrupting or rushing the other person to change their mind. When you feel heard without being judged, it's easier to open up and share your feelings honestly and vulnerably. Imagine you have something important to share, but instead of being interrupted or criticized, you are listened to with patience and understanding. This kind of environment creates a strong foundation of trust. Active listening is more than just hearing the words the other person says. It involves truly paying attention to what is being communicated, both verbally and non-verbally. This means being present in the moment, without distractions, and trying to understand what the other person is feeling. This helps validate their emotions, which is crucial for a healthy relationship. For example, if your partner shares a concern or frustration with you, instead of immediately trying to find a solution or downplay their feelings, you might reflect on what they said. "It sounds like you're really frustrated with the situation at work, and it's making you anxious. I understand how difficult that must be." By doing this, you validate the other person's feeling, showing that you're listening and trying to understand their perspective without judging them. Non-judgmental listening also involves the ability to set aside your own opinions or biases in order to listen impartially. This means that even if you have a different viewpoint or feel that the other person is wrong, you make space for them to express their feelings without the need to correct or judge. This practice helps prevent the conversation from turning into a debate, where each person defends their own point of view without truly trying to understand the other. This type of listening is especially important when one of the partners is going through difficult times. If someone shares a fear or insecurity, the last thing they need is to be criticized or minimized. Instead, a response that demonstrates understanding might be something like, "I see this is really affecting you. How can I support you right now?" This shows you're listening with empathy and are willing to help without pushing or invalidating the other person's feelings. Listening without judgment also involves being receptive to feedback. Sometimes one partner may need to express something that is bothering them or something that could be done differently to improve the relationship. When you listen without judgment, you're open to receiving constructive criticism, which can help improve communication and the relationship. It shows emotional maturity and a willingness to grow together, respecting each other's feelings and needs. This practice also strengthens the emotional bond between partners because both know they can express themselves freely and will be heard with respect and understanding. When judgment is set aside, communication flows more smoothly, and the relationship becomes more balanced. Both feel secure in sharing thoughts and feelings without fear of being criticized or devalued. In summary, listening without judgment is a skill that allows the other person to feel understood, respected, and safe to express themselves. When both partners practice this active listening, the relationship strengthens, creating an environment where communication is open, honest, and full of empathy. This not only resolves misunderstandings, but also allows both to grow emotionally together, building a deeper, healthier bond. Constant emotional support is a fundamental pillar for a healthy and strong relationship. The acronym ARE refers to 3 essential aspects that define this support: accessibility, responsiveness, and engagement. These 3 components ensure that both partners feel emotionally secure, loved, and cared for throughout the relationship, especially in times of need. Accessibility means that your partner is available to you when you need them. This doesn't mean they have to be by your side all the time, but when you need emotional support, they are willing to listen, understand your feelings, and offer help. This can manifest in different ways, such as a simple "I'm here for you" or taking time to talk about what's bothering you. Having an accessible partner lets you know you're not alone, even during tough times. A lack of accessibility, such as when a partner is frequently unavailable or emotionally distant, can create insecurities and distance in the relationship. Responsiveness is the partner's ability to respond empathetically and attentively to your emotional needs. When you share something that concerns you, a responsive partner not only listens, but also offers responses that show understanding and support. For example, if you're facing a difficult situation at work, a responsive partner might say, "I understand how stressful this must be for you. I want to help you find a solution, or just be here for you." In a healthy relationship, this responsiveness also means that when one partner expresses their needs or feelings, the other partner doesn't ignore or minimize them, but responds in a way that validates those emotions and contributes to solving the issue. Engagement means being emotionally present and involved in your partner's life. Rather than just being physically present, the engaged partner sincerely cares about the other's feelings, thoughts, and experiences. They share their own feelings openly and offer active support. This can involve small actions, like participating in activities that are important to the partner, or even simple things like asking about their day or offering a shoulder to lean on when needed. Engagement also means that both partners feel emotionally connected and that each has space to express themselves authentically, without fear of being devalued. When a partner offers ARE, accessibility, responsiveness, engagement, they create an environment where the other feels loved, respected, and safe to open up emotionally. This practice is especially crucial during difficult times when one partner may be dealing with stress, anxiety, or sadness. Knowing that your partner is there to provide constant and genuine support makes it possible to get through tough times together and emerge stronger from the experience. On the other hand, the absence of ARE can create an emotional disconnect in the relationship. If a partner is not accessible, responsive, or engaged, the other may feel neglected or even rejected. This can create a cycle of emotional insecurity, where one partner feels alone in their struggles and eventually may start to emotionally withdraw. Therefore, a healthy relationship depends on the constant exchange of emotional support. Both partners must be willing to offer ARE to one another. This not only strengthens the emotional bond, but also creates a foundation of trust and complicity, making the relationship more resilient to any challenges that arise. In summary, constant emotional support is an essential aspect of maintaining a healthy relationship, especially during more challenging phases. The acronym ARE provides a simple way to remember what's necessary for both partners to feel supported and emotionally connected. When both partners commit to being accessible, responsive, and engaged, the relationship has a chance to grow and thrive in a balanced and lasting way. Respecting boundaries and personal space is key to creating a healthy and balanced environment in any relationship. Each person has their own emotional, psychological, and physical needs, and it's important for both partners to recognize and respect these boundaries, both their own and the others. Boundaries can vary from person to person. Some people need more time alone to recharge, while others may prefer to be more present or active in their interaction with their partner. Respecting these boundaries means understanding when it's time to give space and when it's time to get closer. This is not just a matter of coexistence, but also of caring for both partners' emotional and psychological well-being. For example, imagine one partner has had a stressful day at work and, when they get home, asks for some time to relax alone. If the other partner understands that this is a personal need and respects it, they won't feel rejected but rather understood. Time alone, in this case, is a way to recharge and maintain emotional balance. However, if the partner doesn't respect this boundary and insists on spending time together or argues against the request, it may lead to frustration or even resentment. Additionally, boundaries also involve how each person handles emotional space. In a healthy relationship, both partners should feel comfortable expressing their needs, whether emotional, physical, or psychological, without fear of being ignored or devalued. Respecting the other's emotional space means allowing them to have their own feelings without trying to impose or control those emotions. For example, if one partner is dealing with a difficult situation and isn't ready to talk about it immediately, respecting boundaries means not pressuring them to share their feelings before they're prepared. Instead, the partner might say something like, "I understand you need time. When you're ready to talk, I'm here to listen." This type of respect helps create a safe space where both can be authentic without external pressures. Respecting boundaries also means understanding the need for balance between time spent together and time spent alone. In a healthy relationship, it's important for each person to have their own interests, friendships, and hobbies. This doesn't mean that love or commitment is diminishing, but rather that each person's individuality is valued. A partner who respects personal space understands that, for the relationship to thrive, both individuals need time to grow independently, as well as together as a couple. This respect for boundaries helps prevent excessive emotional dependence, where one partner feels they can't live without the other. While connection and love are important, emotional self-sufficiency is also crucial. When both partners have space to develop independently, they bring renewed energy to the relationship, making it more balanced and healthy. Furthermore, respecting someone's boundaries is also a sign of respect for their experiences and life history. Some people may have traumas or unresolved issues that require more time or patience to address. It's essential in a relationship for one partner to understand that these issues may influence how the other person reacts to certain situations and to offer the necessary support without pressuring them. In summary, respecting boundaries and personal space is an essential practice that helps maintain emotional balance and the well-being of both partners in a relationship. When partners respect their own boundaries and each other's, it creates an environment of trust, understanding, and freedom, allowing both individuals to grow individually and as a couple. A strong relationship doesn't rely on constant proximity, but on mutual respect for the time and space each person needs to stay healthy and happy. Empathy and genuine support are two of the most important foundations for an emotionally safe and healthy relationship. When you're empathetic with your partner, you're essentially putting yourself in their shoes and trying to understand how they feel, without judging or trying to fix their emotions. Genuine support goes beyond just helping. It's about offering assistance authentically and with the intention of truly benefiting the other person. Empathy doesn't mean you have to agree with everything your partner says or does. Instead, it means being able to recognize and validate their feelings, even if you don't share the same emotions. For example, if your partner is going through a tough time at work and feels overwhelmed, you may not fully understand their stress, but you can approach them and say something like, "I see that this is really making you anxious. That must be tough." This validation helps the person feel heard and understood, which is crucial for building trust. Additionally, empathy also involves being able to perceive unspoken feelings. Often, people can't or don't feel comfortable fully verbalizing what they're going through. In such cases, empathy can be expressed by noticing nonverbal cues, like body language or tone of voice, and offering comfort without pressuring the partner to speak more than they're ready to share. Empathy is essential, especially when one partner is dealing with difficult emotions. For example, if your partner is sad or frustrated, empathy doesn't involve just saying, "It's going to be okay." This might feel dismissive, even with the best of intentions. Instead, empathy could be expressed more deeply, like, "I understand you're going through a tough time. I want you to know that I'm here by your side, not rushing to fix things, just to support you." Genuine support, on the other hand, is about concrete actions. This means offering help, advice, or assistance in a way that's genuinely useful to the other person. Genuine support doesn't come from a place of obligation or trying to play the savior, but from a real desire to see the other person well. This support can be emotional, like being available to listen to your partner vent, or practical, like helping with tasks that the other person might be struggling with at that moment. For example, if your partner is facing a personal difficulty, genuine support might be as simple as asking, "What can I do to help you right now?" Instead of giving rushed advice or trying to solve everything on your own, genuine support can also be a space for the partner to decide what they need, without feeling pressured. This could be something as simple as being present or offering words of encouragement. The key to genuine support is understanding that everyone has their own ways of needing help. Some people may want a shoulder to cry on, while others may prefer someone to help them find practical solutions to a problem. What's important is being attentive to your partner's needs and being flexible in offering support based on the circumstances. Empathy and genuine support also extend beyond times of difficulty. They should be consistent, not just during crises. This means celebrating your partner's victories, acknowledging their accomplishments, and being there for the joys just as much as for the challenges. When you consistently demonstrate empathy and support, the relationship becomes stronger, as both partners feel valued and supported in all situations, whether good or bad. For example, if your partner has achieved a significant goal at work or accomplished something they're proud of, genuine support could be celebrating together, like saying, "I'm so happy for you. You worked so hard to get here." This shows that you genuinely care about their well-being and want to see them grow, which strengthens the emotional bond between both of you. In summary, empathy and genuine support are essential for creating a relationship where both partners feel safe, understood, and valued. Empathy helps build an environment of emotional respect, while genuine support provides the practical and emotional foundation necessary for both to grow together, overcome challenges, and celebrate achievements. When these two aspects are present, the relationship becomes not only stronger but also deeper, as both partners know they can rely on each other in any situation. So, what do you think about everything we discussed today? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Leave a comment down below and share your opinion on these topics. If you're not subscribed to the channel yet, go ahead and subscribe now so you don't miss any new content. And of course, if you liked the video, don't forget to hit that like button. This helps me bring more videos like this. See you in the next video, and remember, you deserve a healthy and happy relationship.